Hey guys, how's everyone doing? So I've just sat down to film a get ready with me. So I asked on Twitter what you wanted to see, and this is what you wanted to see. So I'm going to do it exactly as I normally get ready. I've done nothing with my hair yet. I'll do my makeup. While my face is baking, I'll do my hair, and then I'll get dressed. I am just sat in my pyjamas and a robe. The only thing I have done so far off camera is these brows. Let's not talk about these brows, okay? They are not being cooperative in the slightest. They're just having a bad time. They're regrowing after a bad tweezer incident, so if we could just overlook them, then that would be fantastic and they would appreciate it. I asked on Twitter also what you wanted to see. The options were like black and gold smoky eyes, I think it was like coloured eyes with pink liner, coloured eyes with blue eyeliner, and then like if you want to see anything else to tweet me. So black and gold smoky eyes won, but I'm just going to change that up a little bit. I want to show you some photos that I've seen as kind of like inspiration. So the first one is of Perry from Little Mix. Can you see this? She's got this gorgeous black and blue smoky eye going on a nude lip, and I love that look. And the other one is Selena Gomez. I saw a clip of Selena Gomez, I cannot for the life of me find it. So it was similar to the look that she's got going on here, and again it's a very dark, can you see, very dark smoky eye and a nude lip. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I was going to do black and gold on my eyes, but with this, once you've got that black base on, you can put any colour on top. So I might switch up a bit and do like a bit more of a bright colour, maybe a blue like Perry does, or maybe I don't know, like a purple or a pink or something. We'll figure it out, but basically the base is going to be a black smoky eye, and that's all we really need to know. So what I'm going to do is just be chatting as I'm doing it. I probably won't show every product that I use, but I will list them all in the bottom bar in order of use, which I'm sure will take me a year, but you know, anything for you guys. So I'm just starting with this black NYX Jumbo pencil. I love using these eyeshadow bases. Oh my god, I can't pull it down. So I just like draw this over my eye up until the socket, and then I'll blend it out. But using, this is called Skin Sketcher, and you can use like any pencil or any cream product as your base when you're doing this. But I recommend, if you're going to use a pencil, to use like a thicker pencil. You can use a thin pencil, but like, I don't know, I feel like it just scratches your eyeball out. These are nice and soft, and you're not going to scratch your eyelid or your eyeball out. Like, it's not as painful. So if comfort is what you're going for, then you know, you need this, not a thin pencil, basically. So I'm just taking a Zoeva 228 Luxe crease brush and starting to blend that through. You can do this like one eye at a time. I'll do it like one eye then the other, then one eye then the other for each step. But with these pencils, you've just got to blend them out as soon as you put them on, really, because if not they'll dry in and then you can't blend them, and then you've got to put more on, and it just gets a bit messy and a bit awkward, to be honest. I'm so sorry for my creaky chair as well. If you can hear it, it's like creaking like mad for me anyway. I can hear it, it's annoying. It's so weird just chatting to the camera like this. Normally when I do these on Snapchat I don't really talk, I just kind of put music on and like dance my little heart out and lip sync. I wouldn't actually sing, I wouldn't definitely at all. Would not put you guys through that, that would be, you know, rude of me. I also feel like I keep looking at the monitor instead of looking at the camera. I'm sorry about that, it's just a habit because I normally look at my phone screen. I'll get better at this YouTube nonsense. What's everyone's plans? I was going to say for the weekend then, but by the time you've seen this video, the weekend will have passed. Well, this weekend will have passed anyway. It's Friday today. I'm hoping that this video will be up on, I don't know, hopefully Sunday. I've also recently discovered, this is probably not news to most people, but it was news to me. Spot cleaning your brushes is fantastic, don't get me wrong, but honestly, eyeshadow brushes dry that quickly that you really need to just start washing your brushes properly between each use, your eye brushes. Like, it's been pretty life-changing for me. Your eyeshadow will just go on so much nicer. So that's what I've been doing, you know, finish using them, dry them, no, wash them straight away, leave them to dry, and they're ready to go again. Face brushes take like a year to dry, maybe it's just me, how I do it, but like face brushes, waiting for them to dry really stresses me out. So you just need to get on this whole, you know, spot clean face brushes, but real wash for eye brushes as often as you can. It feels so weird with black eyeshadow on. I never used to like eyeshadow, isn't that funny? Considering now it's like my favourite, well, it's not my favourite thing, lipstick will always be my ride or die, but I literally used to hate wearing eyeshadow. Especially dark eyeshadow. People would be like, you should try dark eyeshadow, it would really suit you. And I'd just be like, no. I've got some really attractive faces on doing my makeup. Seriously. I also, this eye, right, I feel like it's going to look really dodgy. And last night it was so sore. I don't know what I'd done to it, but I had to go and get an eye bath. And for those of you who've not experienced an eye bath, I pray that you never have to. It's like the grossest thing. You get this little cup and you've got to fill it with this eye wash. And like put it over your eye and like tip your head back with your eye open. And it's just like the, oh, it's disgusting. Really, it's horrendous. So my eye's still a little bit tender. So I'm just going to take a clean brush and just kind of blend over this top bit here. Just so that it's nice and blended out. Don't want any harsh lines, like at all. Nice and blended. And the underneath bit looks really scary, but don't worry, we'll clean it up before you put foundation on. It's essential if you're using black eyeshadow to clean it up before you put your foundation on, or you're just going to end up with grey under eyes, and I don't want to look like I've got big bags. No, and thank you. Okay, so now that your base is on, you can basically just go wild and do whatever you want. So I'm going to do a transition colour, a clean blending brush. I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked Smokey palette and just take the shade Dagger, just a tiny amount of it, and like tap that excess off, girl. This brush has gone so much shape. And I'm just going to put this through the crease to darken that crease up a little bit. I love this palette. I contemplated buying it for so long and kept putting it off, and then I was in the airport in February in the duty free, and I feel like everything in the duty free, if it's in the duty free, it's just so much more appealing than like if it's just in like Debenhams or something, because you're just paying less for it, and I had to get it. I mean, I didn't need it. I've pretty much got all these shades in different palettes, but there's just something about having a brand new eyeshadow palette with all of the shades in one place. It just speaks to me. I feel like I'm probably the only one, but then, do you know what? Everyone says I'm terrible for justifying my makeup purchases, but I speak to other people and everyone else is just as bad as me, so I feel like it's not just me. What are your favourite justifications for buying makeup? That's what I want to know. Okay, so that is done. Next we are going to move on to the lid colour. Okay, so for the lid colour I want it to be a really dark black, so I'm just going to spray my brush with a bit of, this is Urban Decay's All Nighter Setting Spray. And I'm going to take this black from the NARS Dual Intensity Eyeshadow Palette. Why am I holding it that way? So this one right here. So because these are dual intensity, you can use them wet or dry, but if you use them wet you just get a little bit more, like, a little bit more from them really. So I'm just going to really pack that on that brush, layer it up nice and thick, and just drag it down from around, like, the crease of your eye, pull it right down. And because you've put black as your base, the black will just look more intense. So if you wanted to do blue, you could use a blue base, like one of the NYX shadow sticks or any pencil that you've got, or any cream base in blue, put your blue on top and it will just intensify that colour, and it helps the shadow stick as well, so it's like perfect for it. And you can, well, I hope you can see the difference between this eye and this eye, so where this has got the shadow on top and this one hasn't, you can just see how it intensifies it. And we're just going to go and do the same on this one. I mean, if you were doing black, you don't have to use a black base, you can just use a nude base. And it would work as well, but it wouldn't be as dark. But I will say that like the nude pencils are a lot less scary than a black or a brown. So if you're new to it, just maybe get into the shade Yogurt. It just like looks like this. And I basically will use this with any colour. If I am deliberately doing a really dark eye, I'll try and use the darker pencils, but they are intimidating. Like, I know it, you know it. Dark pencils are scary because I feel like if you make a mistake with a nude pencil, it's really easy to correct, but once you put black there, once you've made a mistake, it's like, it's difficult. But I just blend that through so we've got no harsh lines. But you don't really want to blend over the lid colour because you don't want to take any of that intensity away from it. You just want to blend through the crease so that it's not, you know, messy. You want it as neat as possible, especially when you're working with the likes of black. And then I'm going to take more of the black and run it along my lower lash line as well. And then again, we're just going to take this brush and blend that through. So as you can see, it's very, very dark now. It looks darker as well because I've got nothing on my face. So I'm like without foundation on, my face looks really pale and pasty. Look how white it is compared to my neck. That's so funny. And I've not got false tan on. This is just like my natural colouring. But whenever I sit in the sun, I always like cover my face. So, because I just don't really like the sun on my face as much. So it just looks odd. Well, it looks odd to me. We've like done with the eye now. You could leave it like that. You could just add some liner and lashes and be done with it. I do want to add something. I'm just not really feeling adding gold, so I don't know. Let's see what's going on and I'll decide what to add. I don't know, I feel like it needs something to just break it up a little bit, so figure it out. Okay, so I've decided that for my lid colour I'm going to take this little duo right here. Oh, can you see it? This is a NARS one. This is the Parallel Universe duo and it was from the limited edition Christopher Kane collection. We'll try it. Try anything. And to apply the shade to my lids I'm just going to use this Tarte brush from the Make Believe in Yourself collection. So let's see how it goes. Just packing that on the brush, not too heavy, but it won't show up too heavy anyway because it's glitter, so unless you're using like a pure glitter, like a pressed glitter, glitter eyeshadows will always need to be built up in my experience. So I'm just going to pop that on there like that. I like how this looks. I'm feeling it. Feeling it. I'm literally just tapping that on. I'm not like dragging it down like I did with the black to make it really intense. I'm just patting it on to get a nice little bit of purple, a nice colour. I might actually add some of the other colour on top of that and just add a bit of that on there too. Yeah, that was a good choice. They just look nice together, they're a nice combo. I actually really like that. And then I'm just going to take this brush, this is another one from the Tarte collection. I prefer applying shimmer to the brow bone with a fluffy brush like this just because I feel like it makes it more buildable. I feel like the days of bright silver highlight are a bit over for me. If you still like it, you do you, but like I prefer to build it up and it be a bit more subtle and a bit more just like naturally glowy. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this on there and just kind of gently rub it over that area where I want it, because I don't want it to be, you know, bright silver. I just want a nice subtle shimmer. And you can always add more onto it, you know, once you've got your lashes and your liner on, you'll get a better indication of what it like actually looks like. And then you can always add more to it then and, you know, it's sorted. So I'm going to go really quickly and do my wings and lashes off camera because like I just need to be right here in front of the mirror. Okay, so now that lashes and liner are done, it's time to move on to the face. So I'm going to take some of my Novu lashes, eye makeup remover and some cotton wool, just like a pump on there. And just start, I just need to be up close to the mirror, sorry. Just remove any of the excess. So at this point I would also highly recommend going and washing your hands because you're going to be touching your face now. And although you've not like touched any of the black products, you'd be surprised how much it transfers. So you can see on my hands there's like bits of black all here, there's like bits here. So I'm just going to go really quickly and wash these hands before I start actually touching my face. Okay, hands are washed. I'm now going to just start off by putting moisturiser on my face. This is the Tarte Drink of H2O Rainforest of the Sea moisturiser. You don't need a lot of this either, a little bit really goes a long way. So just pop that on your cheeks, on your forehead, on your chin. Make sure you get these areas because you don't want your foundation to go like patchy down here. Moisturiser is so important to me. Moisturiser is just as important as putting a primer on. You just want your skin to be hydrated. Okay, so for primer today I'm going to use the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. So you don't need a lot of this, and I'm just going to put it on here, 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 and again just rub that in nicely. I love this primer. It smells to die for because it smells like coconuts. Just smells tropical. Right, now that that is rubbed in, give that a second to soak. So the first step I like to do is colour correcting under my eyes because I get really bad dark circles. I'm just going to put a little bit of this NYX HD concealer. Seriously, how tragic. So yeah, this is the NYX HD concealer in CW03, I believe. I'm just going to put that under my eyes and a little bit down the sides of my nose as well. And then I'm going to take this brush. This is one of the Harry Potter brushes, and I'm just going to blend that out. Just gently. Getting in all those areas where are a bit darker that really need it. Honestly, colour correcting for my under eyes was the best thing I ever discovered, because when I was little especially, my under eyes were literally horrendous. They were so bad all the time, and they have got better as I've got older, and I've actually started to like sleep because I just never used to sleep. But they're not ideal. I thought my foundation. I'm going to take this NARS multiple stick in Copacabana. It's one of like the highlighting sticks. And I'm just going to put a little bit on my finger, like warm the products up a bit. And I'm going to put some of this on my cheeks where I want highlighter to go. Now that that's on, moving on to foundation, I am going to use the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12 Hour Wear Foundation. I'm pretty sure I talked about this in my favourite. So I'm just going to put some on the back of my hand. Just start off with like, you know, a little dot. And I'm going to use this with a damp beauty blender as well. So I've just wrung that through a little bit so it's just nice and damp, and I'm just going to do my face in sections like this. So I'm just going to rub it on, rub it in a little bit, make sure all your key areas are covered. Try not to take this too close like under your eye. You don't want under eye to be really, really cakey. And then just tap it out. Gentle pressure is the key with the beauty blender. Don't go in there all like full on smacking your face. Be gentle. Make sure it blends onto your neck as well. You don't need to put foundation on your neck. I feel like that was such a trend when I was in high school, that everyone would put foundation on their neck, and oh, it was horrendous. And then onto my chin and your nose. And carry on blending and just blend all around your face. You could put the foundation all over your face at first and then like blend it together, but I think this is quite a quick drying foundation. It's really blendable, but it does dry in quite fast. So I prefer to do my face in stages so that we don't end up with any bits that are unblended and cakey. A lot of people were like taught when I bought this, it came with a brush, and I know they say it like applies with the brush, and it does. I did try it with the brush and it does apply nice, but I just feel like nothing works as well for me as a beauty blender. I've tried like sponges from any other brands. Loads of people say that the Real Technique sponge is really good, and I contemplated trying it, but I just love the beauty blender so much. I feel like nothing is going to compare to it. What do you think of other sponges? What's the best sponge that you've used? Tell me, because I want to know. The black beauty blender for me is the best one. The pink one is the second best, and I didn't really love the nude one. I felt like that was a lot more stiff and just didn't blend as nicely. But that was just me. Maybe it's just in my head, but I just feel like all the different sponges and the different colours are so different, and you have got to find the one that works best for you. But anyway, so now that's done, I am going to move on to concealer. I would recommend always having like some tissues or a roll of toilet roll as well with your beauty stuff. I just like, you know, like to wring your beauty blender out with if it's a little bit too wet, because I will use the pink one for under my eyes. Plus it's good for wiping off like, you know, any excess foundation and stuff. You can wash your hands properly, but washing your hands properly in between each step is a bit of a pain in the neck. The NYX HD concealer, this is the paler one, the CW01. Again, I think I talked about this in my favourite. So I'm just taking that a little tiny bit down at the bridge of my nose. For my eyes, I like to take it quite far out. Nice triangle under your eyes. Get that brightness going. It won't be this starkly bright once it's blended, but it's just good to have that brightness. You don't want your dark circles on show. Well, you might, but I don't. Just like that. How hilarious does that look? Seriously. So this is just like a duo fibre brush. Anyone that's small will do, really, just to blend it out initially under your eye. Really, 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 really light pressure. There's no point putting all this concealer on and then like going in all heavy handed. You're just going to wipe it off and it's just not going to blend the way you want it to, basically. So light, 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 light. This gives your face such good definition as well. Just start to like define the areas of your face. I know that's why it's called highlighting and contouring, but you know, just lots of pointed out. Speaking the obvious. Pink beauty blender, and just again very lightly dab over it just to clear up any harsh lines that may have occurred from the brush. Because with dual fibre brushes, they're amazing, especially for things like under your eye, but because of all the little different fibres you can end up with like lines across your face. So the beauty blender just eliminates that. It doesn't really blend it in anymore, but it just eliminates those lines. And again, it just use that to lightly tap out the concealer down the centre of your nose. And then now that that is done, we can set it. And again, I'm going to use a really small brush. This is just the NARS Loose Translucent Setting Powder. This is in the shade Crystal. And then this is just an e.l.f. small stipple brush. I really like this brush, and it would be nice to get a few more of them, and they're so cheap as well, so you can't really go wrong. Just lightly tapping that under my eye. I don't really like heavy baking under my eye. I feel like you just want to keep that area nice and light and bright. And then I'm just going to set other areas of my face that get a little bit oily. I get a really oily chin, it's gross. And an oily upper lip. I'm going to use, again, one of the NARS multiples, but it's a nice brown one. So I warm the product up on the back of my hand like this. Taking a brush, this is a Zoeva 128 cream cheek brush, and I'm just taking this literally on the corner like this, and I'm just going to start running it along where my cheekbone is. And then once I've kind of got that line, I'm just going to start blending it out. Blending it up and blending it out. I can't really talk while I'm doing this because I've got to like, so I can see my cheekbones. And again, I'm just going to add a little bit more to do the other side of my face. You just want a really nice blend with this. And then any excess product, I'm just going to very lightly put this right up at the top, like into my hairline. But I prefer to use like powder bronzer on my FOD in general, as opposed to put on like loads of the cream stuff. I feel like I've got the biggest FOD in the world. And then just blend it again down your neck. So once that is done, use bronzer on top of that to set it. The bronzer, I've got mine in a palette. This again was from the Steve Klein collection. You can see how well loved it is. But you can just buy this individually. I think they do like a regular size pan, and they also do a really big pan for the Laguna because it's like their best bronzer. And then once you've bronzed, I'm going to go in with blush. So again, this is the NARS Unfiltered Cheek Palette. I'm going to use a little mix of this little peachy shade and the red shade here. So I'm just going to use a little, again, a Geofiber stipple brush. This is bigger than the e.l.f. one. This is in So Eco one. So I'm just going to tap it in there and tap it like that, and then tap off the excess. Lots of tapping, and then just put it on the apples of my cheeks. Well, I don't know who it was who said it. I read somewhere that apparently the blush that you wear should be the colour that you go, you know, when you're hot or when you're like embarrassed and you do flush, and I do go quite red on my cheeks. So that is done. So I am now going to put my bake on. I'm just going to take this powder again and pour some into the lid. Pale Pink Beauty Blender. Put some powder on there and just run this along under your cheekbones. You don't have to do it really heavy as well, and you can leave it on for as long as you want to. I want it to look as natural as I can, but I do like a strong contour and a strong cheekbone. So that's done. I normally would now do my hair, so I think I'll do that. And then I'll add some highlighter and lips, and then we'll be done. Okay, so since I love my hair, I just kind of like waved it a bit with the straighteners and kind of like put some products in it. I kind of really like the whole, you know, like deliberately messy look lately. This Gerard Cosmetics pencil. Now the name of this has rubbed off. There's a few nude ones in this range, so I'll find out which one it is, but I can't remember off the top of my head. A lot of people don't even like lip liner anymore, but I live for lip liner. Like, honestly, I just need that. I need to colour within the lines, okay? I'm not like freehand. People who put lipstick, liquid lipstick on like freehand and get it perfect, honestly, like, it mesmerises me to watch. Okay, so now the eyeliner is done, you want to take a lipstick. So I'm going to use this brand new lipstick. This is from Crown Brushes. So it looks really dark on the monitor here, but it's actually really pale. It's like a really pale peachy nude. That is so pale, like paler than my face pale. Let's see what it looks like with a gloss. Let's try this Crown gloss with it. Again, one of the brand new Crown lip products. Let's just see, because this is a little bit darker, if this just deepens it up a bit. Okay, that is now better. I don't know if you can see, it still looks really pale in the monitor, but in person it actually looks a bit better with the gloss over it. So I'm just going to rub this brush all over this area, just kind of rub any excess off. Yeah, I'm going to use the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. So this is what this looks like. I'm pretty sure, oh, it's so dirty. I'm pretty sure most of you have already seen it, but I'm going to use this highlighting shade right here and just get it going on them cheeks and down the bridge of my nose. Right, I'm just going to pull my hair back so it doesn't get it in it. And now, last step for me, and it's always my last step, is to add mascara. The Tars Man Eater mascara. It's got like really nice, I don't know if you can see against like this maybe. The bristles on it are really nice and thin. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the top lashes to blend my natural lashes in with the falsies. And then I'm just going to put it on quite a bit on the lower lash line. And there you go. I am done. I am really pleased actually with how this turns out. I felt like a little bit nervous when Black Smoky Eyes won on the poll on Twitter, because like, to me, I love black eyeshadow, but it normally takes me longer, and I feel like when I'm nervous I tend to make more mistakes, and I don't know if I've seen it, you can probably tell, but I feel really nervous filming this just because it's like, it's different to anything that I've done before. So when Black won, I was like, oh, because it was like, oh, I just imagined it being a disaster. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, leave a little comment if you've got any questions. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!